I know I've been naughty and I've gone and bought myself a toy when I said I wasn't going to, but hey presto, I've gone and done it, so there we go. That's just the way things are. In reality, I did my maths, I worked out that I could afford it, as well as everything else going out. So I got myself this cool thing. And as you can see, the company name on that is the same as on this, which I showed you previously. Oops, a bit more light on it, there we go. And these are some basic radionic devices. I bought this one about 3 months ago. I bought this one like very recently, and maybe in another 3 months I'll buy more of their shit and I'll start assembling myself the kind of setup I want. You'll notice it says there Spooky2, because this thing plugs in with the help of cables into the frequency generators I've been using for, you know, my right frequency therapy, which has been pretty interesting. Right frequency therapy, I mean, like, you're going to think, if you haven't heard of it, you know, you'll think it's a load of bollocks. But 2 nights ago I had the most appalling Herxheimer reaction after having killed off some pathogens in my body using frequencies via the plasma tube. Right, that was serious, that was real, that was, you know, that was done. Okay, now I'm going to carry on treating myself for my various different conditions using that. I do have health problems, I'm trying to work with them using alternative means, because sometimes the doctors can't help. Obviously, if I, you know, get an injury, my first port of call is still the doctors and all that kind of stuff, because that's what an intelligent person does. Why not augment it with everything else that you know, you can lay your hands on. Right. Why is it I started to develop this interest in like weird energy-based medicine? And that's because a certain period of time ago I got myself some homeopathic remedies, and I took them and I got the same kind of effect that I would have expected to get from an allopathic you know, drug over the counter or from a pharmacy. I admit, I've also had homeopathic remedies that did a zippity squat for me and was a complete waste of time, energy and money. Okay? But sometimes, you know, you hit the right thing, the right note, and it just, I mean, homeopathy shouldn't work, right? Okay? But this shit did. Okay? It just did it. And it was like pretty amazing. You could feel the physical sensation, so on and so forth. So this thing can be used to make energetic medicines of a homeopathic type, and I've got some blank homeopathic pills and I want to use this to make it. It's called a radionics device. Okay, and there's lots out there on the market. This one just seems to be the right one for me. Tiny little, just tiny little dinky little thing. Cool. And the dials connected to potentometers. So the idea is that you're kind of like tuning it in, using your pendulum to ascertain when it's reached the right settings to help the device be in tune with the thing which you're treating or the person you're treating. Okay, and you can put something on there. I mean, let's say hypothetically, this is just me talking, because today I'm just like letting stuff out of my mind rather than necessarily having a scripted video, if you know what I mean. Let's say I've got something which has some kind of like associations, alright? I connect this device up to one of my frequency generators. I'm running the program on the computer connected to the frequency generator for the radionics preset, or for a particular frequency set I want to work with. It goes into the device. The device is now resonating at that frequency electromagnetically, okay? You've got something there. The idea is that the message or the energy of that gets transferred into whatever's there. And you put a representation of yourself there. Let's say your, you know, your fingernail clippings which you've clipped off, the hair, the bulb on the end of your hair which you've pulled out of your head with tweezers, and then it'll be sending not only the information of your frequency into your body, but also taking with it the energy of that into you. But before you've done that, you've either tuned the device to what you're putting in, or in most cases, from what the instructions seem to be suggesting, you tune it to whatever is going to be put there. So you started off there and just twiddling your dials or dangling your pendulum and seeing what kind of reaction you can get. And then you get your numbers set. Which is believed to get the device resonating energetically at the same frequency as what you're sending it to, if I've understood this right, and maybe other people out there would do it differently. and then you put your sample of whatever it is that you're sending it to there on the output, and then you'll remotely receive some kind of stuff. Now this thing can also be connected to that, so in theory I could have a code on here, and my understanding of that code on there can then be sent through a little output there, a little input there, from that to that, and I can then send that information through as well, or without something there, to whatever that is. And also you make your homeopathic remedies through having your thing you want to put on there, and then a vial of structured water or your homeopathic pills put on there, let it run for a particular period of time, with the dial set right for whatever it is you're either you're putting in, or the person you're treating, or something, and the energy then goes into that, which you can then take as your remedy during the day. That's the understanding I see it. But there's also other people who use it for manifestation and all kinds of stuff. There's other people who would like choose any other form of symbolism, not just like stones and herbs and herbal remedies, but they might take some other form of like more familiar symbol and the energetic associations with it, and deliver that to whatever is there, the remedy. Let's say that you are someone who has exclusive understanding of your rune symbols. Okay, then you can tune it to the rune, the person you're treating, and let the energy go through. And then there's other people who use this thing for wish fulfillment and manifestation, and put some a vial of water on there, and then you can either drink the water when it's been treated, or you spray it around your property or onto the thing you want to bring the good luck or the good energy to, or the message to, and then that's also supposed to help. And there's people who like send information to physical representations of, let's say, a garden, or a photograph of part of the garden you want to treat in some particular manner, and that will go on your output plate. And so it's used in yet a different way. I mean, it's a tiny little device, but there's so much flexibility with the ways in which people have like culturally developed their understandings of how to use a 3-dial radionics box. I mean, essentially this is awesome, and good fun. But the fact it'll actually integrate with the Spooky2 frequency generators that I've got now is great. It'll work alongside that as well. Okay. So I mean, this is good, and you don't even like. I mean, one thing that's good about this, right, is the whole non-denominationality of it. Because like during the days when I was involved with all those the pagan groups and the occultic groups, they would say magic works, magic works, magic works, but they were using that as a means to terrify people into doing what they said religiously and thinking what they said religiously. This doesn't do that. And just like anyone of any denomination or whatever could just like use this little cool little device with the help of a Spooky2 generator. And a few other things depending upon how you wanted to use it. I mean, some people actually like imprinting things into a crystal and then using the crystal in their pocket, so that the energy that they put in then goes with you, goes into your energy field. Alright, that's another way people have used it. It's so variable. Quick little disclaimer here, there, and everywhere, because like you got to. One thing I know is that lots of people get into all kinds of alternative health stuff because they want to be cured of something. Okay, they get into alternative health environments, or people involved in like spiritualism and all the rest of it because they want to be cured. Okay, essentially a quarter of a century ago, that's where I was. And that's why I ended up in like all those witchcraft groups and with people who hadn't like studied anything at all. Probably ever. Okay, I mean, essentially, if these people, said that they were like so powerful and the rest of that, then they should have like gone to, let's say, the Radionic Association and studied for a couple of years. They should have like done courses in like herbal medicine and nutrition and homeopathy even, and actually like gain that knowledge together all in one go. No, I think that a lot of people want to believe they're very powerful. Okay. but yet they haven't actually thought things through. They haven't, you know, I mean, a lot of people just like get a few strange experiences here and there, and then they think that they are, you know, Merlin or some fucking stuff like that, and it's insane. And a lot of people have just like identity issues and all that kind of stuff, but I'm a grown man, you know. Identity issues are there for children, they're there for teenagers, they're not there for anyone over the age of 18, okay? Just my little bit of a rant over, you know, just like let that go, alright? You are going to come across people who will say that they're amazing and powerful and wonderful. The way I see it is that this remains like an experimental thing. I mean, sure, on the other subject, what I've been doing with Rife frequency therapy, I mean, that seems to be pretty much clear cut, that that's doing something to me, okay? This stuff, on the other hand, as I said, like I can have one homeopathic remedy which doesn't quite do anything at all, but I can have another one which at a particular time seems to do something which seems to help. You know what I mean? There's always questions, and there's never any hard and fast answers, and that is a problem for a lot of people, because too many people just don't want there to be like an absence of truth, or indeed an absence of truth because someone else has it and they don't, and they feel inadequate. Alright? A quick message to everyone on the face of the planet. We're all inadequate. There's always things we don't know. Okay? Relax. But I'm telling you the truth. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with this little toy and seeing what I can come up with, and what kind of, like, you know, ways in which I can use it and incorporate that into my life when dealing with like energetic stuff and energetic practices and playing around. I mean, it's just like a couple of little devices, okay? Could be used in so many different ways, and it's just like, whoa. So when I said I was developing an interest in radionics, you know, I wasn't kidding. I'm not quite in there hook, line and sinker, because I'll have to get more money together and get more of the stuff that's coming from these people, and it's a whole new journey of discovery into yet another variety of eccentric weirdness that'll stop normal people from looking at me like I'm a normal, well-adjusted person, and make them think, crikey, that guy Nick, he's insane. He's just a weird new age person. Hey, tell you what, one thing I have worked out, okay? As you get older, okay, you can carry on being a weird hippie and not let anyone know you're a weird hippie, okay? And carry on learning how to be well-adjusted and fitting into mainstream society. And you can do all of these things simultaneously. I personally thought that was pretty awesome, alright? You know, but I am becoming more of a very weird, like, the weird, energetic, hippie type guy with the passage of time. The only thing that's missing is the smoking pot. I don't do that, you know, but you know, I take a few CBD supplements periodically, but who doesn't these days? It's this period in the 21st century, you know, whilst it's still legal to carry on using it. So, chill out, everybody. Maybe I'll do a few videos about me playing with this thing and see what we can come up with, if anything at all. Okay, because it might end up being just like this, you know, just like homeopathy, when sometimes you get something and bam, it does amazing things for you, and sometimes you get it and it's like, what the fuck did I do? It's just a fucking sweetie, you know, made from, you know, milk sugar or whatever, and just like, what did I do that for? Why did I waste my time? Why did I do that? Huh? What the fuck was I playing at? Chill out, everybody. We're all just trying to understand this world, you know. And ain't no one out there got total knowledge.